In this video, I'll be covering why exactly I think the stock market is going to be crashing big time within the next year. 6 months to 8 months, really, we'll see, but within the next year from now, I believe it's going to be at a much lower levels. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? So right now, looking at the price of the stock market, the S&P 500 really, it is at about 3,100, 3,113, right? It's early June 2020 right now when I'm recording this video, and right now the economy is in shambles. There's like over 40 million people unemployed right now, and a lot of big time smart people in the world, people that are smart in the employer realm are saying that like 70% of them are not gonna be getting their job back anytime soon. And we got unemployment. So right now they're getting like an extra $600, or they're getting way more right now being unemployed than they are being employed. So that's not really incentivizing them to go try and find a new job. So that's going to run out within the next month or two. Now, when that runs out, they're going to be in an even more financial pain than they are now, because they're not going to have a job and their unemployment is going to be a lot lower. So we got a ton of people that are unemployed right now. Meanwhile, the market seems to be going up and up and up and up, putting valuations on these companies that are insanely unbelievable. It's kind of like if a hurricane was to hit a house and just pretty much destroy the house, and then all of a sudden that house's value is now worth way more. It doesn't make any sense. So many people are scratching their heads and they're like, why is the stock market so freaking high? This is the daily chart right here. As you can see, the MACD is showing that it is overbought. Right here, you can see this line up to the top. That means it's overbought. You can see the RSI is up near the top, showing that it's overbought. You can see that we are reaching resistance up here, and like the 3128, 3130 range is where we should see resistance, but this is craziness happening. We got riots going on, and there's this huge protest and all that stuff going on, and then we have the Rona situation going on. I'm about to be showing you some of the data, and then we have manipulation going on, man. I cannot believe it. It really does seem like Trump is telling the Fed to go ahead and put trillions of dollars into the market to artificially pump it up so that Trump can point at the market and say, hey, look it, guys, I'm doing great as a president. Re-elect me for a second term because look at the market. Trump is always pointing to the market and saying, look how great it is. Look at me, I'm great. The stock market's good. So for a fact that the dude is going to be looking at the market going up and up, and he's incentivized to have the market go higher. So my personal opinion, and just showing you this article right here, I really do believe that Trump and the Fed is behind the reason why we are so insanely high. And yes, it is proven now. It's not just a theory, it's proven, but I really do believe that there is some serious manipulation going on behind the scenes that's pumping up the price. Because this just doesn't make any sense. And also, when you think about like the repercussions of the Fed pumping trillions into the stock market, what is that going to have on our economy long term? Like, obviously we're expecting a tax increase, like we're going to pay more in taxes over the next 5 to 10 years because of this whole thing. But right now Trump is really just trying to make sure that he gets reelected. And so when he's doing his talks on the White House, when they go live, and it's not TV anymore, they're going live on Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that. When they're going live, he's campaigning. I mean, you can tell how he's talking. He's campaigning already. He's trying to secure his next term. And so obviously he's got a massive incentive for the market to be high. And then when you think about all the people that are expecting the market to drop down, I would say like 90% of the big market strategists and analysts out there are looking at this market and they're like, why is it high? It should be lower. It should be rolling over right now. There's no reason it should be high. So all those people that are expecting it to roll over here soon are shorting the market, and they are selling their position expecting it to roll over. Well, when they short the market and it continues to go up, they're getting squeezed. So I do believe that part of this run up is a short squeeze, especially today when it is just going up like nearly at 1.5%. It's already positive on the day today. This is just, it really is just craziness. I can't believe that this kind of stuff. I mean, if it blows through this resistance point right here, then I'm giving up. To be honest, I'm one of those short sellers that are getting squeezed, but I'm gonna hold my position for like a year from now because this kind of manipulation, I just can't see it as sustainable. Like, how is this going to last? How is it just gonna hit this level and then just go up to the all-time high and then just blow right through and just keep chugging on? Like, on what? Like, if I pull up this article right here, GDP is now projected to fall nearly 53% in the second quarter, according to a Fed gauge. Like, that's according to the actual Fed, the bank, the actual government bank. So, I really think, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. This is a year that I'm just like, wow, something crazy happening, and I should be more surprised, but this just seems to be the regular. But yeah, so we'll see in the second quarter, like when second quarter earnings come out, is the market going to take a dip then? We're looking at mid to late July that a lot of these companies are going to start reporting their second quarter earnings, and that's going to really show the actual effect of what this Rona situation has done to their actual income. People are already, thinking that the GDP is going to drop. So let's take a look now at the actual cases to see what things are looking like on an actual science and the Rona situation. So right now we're at 1.83 million cases in just the US. Man, that's crazy. Nearly 2 million. Like, we're about to hit 2 million within a week or two. And especially with these protests and these riots and these big gatherings of people, like, I guarantee you we're about to be at 2 million before the end of June for sure. So let's take a look at the daily case increase. This is something that I check regularly because I am curious about a second wave. I do believe we're going to get a second wave, especially when you have all these riots and group gatherings and people are wanting to get out, the reopening of the economy, and this is nuts. But let's take a look here. So our lowest daily increase is around like 18,000. So here there's 20,000 here when we were pretty much in the thick of it. When we were on lockdown, the lowest number was 20,000. Then when we reopened recently, we came down to 18,000. Then we had Memorial Day weekend and the reopening, and boom, it pops up to the mid 20s, low to mid 20s, comes back down in the last couple of days. It's been in the 20,000. So I really don't expect to see, and again, I've been surprised, this whole year has just been crazy, but I really don't expect to see these daily cases going down, especially with the riots and the protests and all the events that are going to be happening this summer. So I really do think a second wave is imminent. It's going to happen. And how is that going to affect the stock market? Like, are we going to go back into lockdown? Is the market going to face reality at any point and finally take a little bit of a pullback or a little bit of a dip? Is the Fed going to run out of money pumping it up? Are they finally going to let it fall down to reality a little bit? Then we also have the US-China trade tensions. This person thinks that the U.S. trade tensions are a bigger threat to the market than the actual Rona situation. This person is actually saying that it's not that big of a deal. Look, it says, U.S. and China are not in a Cold War. This guy is kind of saying that it's not what we think it is, and it's not going to be that bad. They say, I don't think we're on an inevitable collision course with China, but then there's the whole China thing that is potentially happening. Just, I don't know, weird stuff. The Rona situation, the protests, to see what's going to happen with this whole movement that's going on, the China thing, look how extended it is. It's just gone up and up and up and up and up, and the indicators are telling us that we are due for a pullback. We're about to hit some resistance here in this level right here in the 3100s. This is crazy. And there's probably another thing, like I keep telling my wife, like, what else is around the corner that like I would have never guessed these protests would have happened. So like, what else is around the corner in 2020 that we're only in Q2. We got 2 more quarters to go. What other kind of craziness is going to happen? So I do think that there is going to be a pullback. If there's not, then I give up. I don't know what's going on. Well, I think we're going to see a lot more businesses file for bankruptcy. Hertz was the latest one. We're going to see a lot more unemployments and just people hurting, and we'll see what Christmas looks like. I mean, I usually do a lot of traveling around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you better believe that I don't plan on doing any traveling this year. It kind of sucks, but like, I'm not going to bring my baby and my wife on a plane to go to our family. But I don't know. Just a heads up, if you're a stock market investor, one thing to keep in mind is that the short squeeze. Okay, so I know that a lot of people are expecting it to go down, but majority of the time when it seems like the regular census for something to happen, the opposite happens. So that's why I think this is a big short squeeze, pushing it up. Then you got the government saying, hey, we got your back. We'll put trillions into this and it'll be all good. I think that they may run out, especially when ish hits the fan. And for some reason, we're at like a 22, 23 PE for the whole S&P. Like it's that whole hurricane wrecked house being able to be sold for, or being valued at like twice what it was valued before, or just way more than what it was valued, and it's destroyed. So this is some crazy times. It is what it is, I guess. We'll just see what happens. It's just like a movie that we're just watching. It's crazy real life movie that the market has market's in its own world. It's in its own galaxy. It's in its own reality. So we'll see if it ever comes back to our reality, what's happening here in the US. You could also say that maybe the market is happening, it's going up because international business is doing better than just our domestic US stuff, but we will see. Anyway, if you got value from this video, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below with any questions. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.